The four honorable members in the said interview also made a series of disparaging remarks regarding the integrity, functioning, and leadership of the County Assembly and its members and staff, including but not limited to unwarranted scathing attacks against the Honorable Acting Speaker, the Honorable Majority Leader, and the County Assembly Service Board. Part of some of the remarks that were made, trying to quote them verbatim, kama tunategemea bunge, basi hiki ndio kichinjio. Another one, liaison committee is run by one person, no consultation by the chairperson. The other one, Honorable Peter Shambi, was castigated for failing to champion the cause of the four members and was questioned on his mandate to protect the interest of the public if he gets elected as a senator. Another one, that there's a lot of corruption both in the assembly and the executive, but the same is covered up by the assembly leadership. Another one, bunge is being run like a toilet, market, bathroom, and bedroom. The members went further to make derogatory remarks against the acting speaker by referring him to as mbinafsi, mlafi, and among others. I would like to respond as follows. These comments were not only unsubstantiated but also potentially defamatory, undermining public confidence and trust in the County Assembly of Taita Taveta. They are also defamatory to the image and dignity of the person and character of the acting speaker and the office he holds. They claim that they are financial bandits in the county are not only defamatory but also raise questions to the integrity of all leaders in the county government. The above statements and many more that were made through the aforesaid media outbursts and populist rhetoric are not only baseless, defamatory, insulting, and disrespectful, but they also demonstrate a blatant disregard for the decorum expected of elected representatives. It is well within the knowledge of the leaders of our county that they bear a solemn responsibility to uphold the dignity of public office and address grievances through lawful and procedural channels. Any member with credible evidence of misconduct, procedural flaws, or corruption is duty-bound and is more than welcome to raise such matters through well-known and established legal mechanisms, including referring matters to the County Assembly powers and privileges. We are simply saying there are those mechanisms. When a member is aggrieved or there's an issue that a member would want to seek clarification, there are those mechanisms. We have petitions, we have a session lots of questions and answers, we have statements, even personal statements. And we have even matters to be referred to the Powers and Privileges Committee. So we even wonder if they had needed any clarifications. Why go there and cry like common mwananchi, and yet mwananchi entrusted them to come into this assembly to represent them. Yet they go back to scream there. That shows a high level of incompetence and not understanding the roles very well, why they were brought by their people into this honorable house. Which is why we are here to put a record straight within the law and even what is provided within the standing orders of this house. There's also harassment and defamatory remarks against public officers. Very unfortunate. A honorable member discussing and attacking staffs of the County Assembly, which was very unnecessary. The County Assembly formally and univocally expresses deep concerns and strong condemnation regarding the harassment of its officers through the scathing, defamatory, and wholly unsubstantiated remarks by Honorable Tondo Crispus against Ms. Elizabeth Ngele, the Principal Human Resource Officer of the County Assembly. Ms. Ngele was appointed to her position following a lawful, transparent, and competitive recruitment process and has continued to serve with a lot of dedication and professionalism. The process was conducted by the then chairperson of the County Assembly Service Board, former Speaker, Honorable Wisdom Momburi. Equally troubling was the public support and encouragement of these inappropriate remarks by Honorable Dorcas Mlugu, despite her self-identification as a champion for women in leadership. Honorable Mlugu saw it fit to upload statements that amounted to a targeted and malicious character attack against a fellow woman and a committed public officer. It is particularly disheartening that the utterances laden with derogatory insinuations of a sexual nature emanated from elected leaders and were directed at a professional female staff who was employed based on merit, integrity, and satisfaction of the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Such conduct is not only personally demeaning to Ms. Ngele, but it also undermines the dignity of public service and threatens the progress made in promoting gender equity in leadership and in employment. The Assembly finds the conduct of the two honorable members not only reprehensible and unacceptable, but also potentially legally actionable. These statements are defamatory and constitute a direct affront to Ms. Ngele's personal dignity, professional reputation, and rights as protected under the law. Moreover, the nature of these remarks reflect a form of unlawful harassment and discrimination and stands in stark contradiction to the ethical and leadership standards expected of public officials. Accordingly, the County Assembly demands an immediate cessation of such conduct and a formal retraction of the offensive remarks and a public apology to Ms. Ngele and the County Assembly at large. The County Assembly remains steadfast in its commitment to uphold the values of respect, professionalism, and gender equality in the public service. We will not tolerate such actions that seek to demean, vilify, and undermine our officers based on baseless allegations, discriminatory attitudes, and gender-based stereotypes.